Hi, everyone. I'm Anne-Marie Green.
And I'm Vladimir Gutierrez. Thanks for joining us. Twitter has just announced it has suspended 235,000 accounts linked to terrorism over the past 6 months. This comes after the White House pressured Silicon Valley to crack down. Terror groups like ISIS use social media to recruit new fighters, spread propaganda, and communicate with overseas militants.
Twitter says it has suspended a total of 360,000 accounts since the middle of 2015. Now, CBS News Foreign Affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan is here to talk a little bit about this. Okay, tell us about this latest report, Margaret.
Well, this is a significant announcement by Twitter because they guard the freedom and the privacy of their users very closely, and they've pushed back hard when other governments, including the U.S. government, have pushed them to shut down accounts that are promoting terrorism, they believe, or extremism. Most notably, ISIS, of course, relies really heavily on social media to stay in contact with followers and to recruit people in the privacy of their own homes. Yeah. So the White House was so concerned about this that a few months ago they sent out some of the highest-ranking intelligence officials that we have in this country to sit down and personally lobby Silicon Valley, saying, how do we do this? And it's been sort of an ongoing conversation since then, but the response from Twitter is, look, this isn't as easy as us shutting down child porn postings. There isn't a magic algorithm here. It really comes down to flagging individual accounts. So the other thing that Twitter's saying today, and this is significant, is that they're now working with foreign entities, including government-funded groups in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, in France, and Indonesia. So this is likely to spark some conversation as well as to whether this is government-sponsored censorship, right?
You named countries that are very, in terms of censorship, they're high up there.
Right. But now the U.S. government is working with some of these countries to say, help us flag these accounts that are in various different languages promoting the message or even recruiting followers.
Right. So there's
controversial.
Well, isn't there also a double-edged sword here, Margaret? And on one hand, it's a good thing because we know that these terror groups use Twitter and other social media platforms to try to recruit people. But on the other, we can track them down by using some of the links that they post and some of the accounts that they open, right? But now we might not be able to do that.
Right, and that's been one of the questions raised by Intel analysts, saying, wait a second, we actually like being able in some ways to monitor where someone's posting from, where they are, et cetera, et cetera. And you get into some other legal gray area here when you're talking about, this is an American company, but you're talking about users all around the world. So what kind of privacy laws extend to them or not? But at a minimum, Twitter is saying, we don't have a black and white policy here. We're going to negotiate with these entities. We're going to monitor the accounts ourselves, but we're able to shut things down faster. And they also said immediately following terror attacks, they do see a spike in the amount of accounts they can shut down nearly immediately. So they're trying to be responsive when agencies are coming to them and flagging them, saying, get this off of there.
At the very least, it's going to be a welcome news for parents and people who are struggling to keep their kids away from some of this propaganda, away from some of this stuff that these terror organizations use. It's been good to have you here. Thank you so much, Margaret.
Good to talk to you.